Hey guys, so I'm doing a Q&A video. Um, Currently, I have like three questions so far, and I'm gonna try to make this quicker because my last video was like 25 minutes, and that was really long. So, so the first question was the best match so far with the WWE. Um, I don't want to sound cliched, but Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn is still easily the best match we've had this year. Um, I really don't think anything can rival that right now. Um, I mean, there. I mean, maybe eventually we'll get a pretty good match at SummerSlam that might can rival it, but as of right now, that's by far the best match we've witnessed so far. The crowd was electric. The atmosphere was great, and it's just everything that you wanted. It was, in my opinion, it was a 5-star match. I don't think it could have been any better than it was. But honorable mentions: the AJ Styles versus Cesaro versus Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens on the Raw after WrestleMania in Dallas. That was a really good match. Um, as expected, it was just a really good match. Four great competitors in there. Another honorable mention is the triple threat for the women's championship between Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. That match was the best match on the WrestleMania card, in my opinion. Um, and also the Raw in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles crowd was pretty dead, but AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn was a very good match, in my opinion. Um, that was a great Raw match. Recently, the Raws have been very good. I think WWE's looking pretty up when it comes to their quality, which obviously will probably go down during the fall as it always does. But right now, they're knocking it out of the park with some of these Raws. Last Raw was kind of blasé, but to say that was a bad Raw would be kind of silly of me. It was still a pretty good Raw, despite not being the best as of recently. And the next question is 10 talents that I think should be released from the WWE. This is a very hard question. I really can't think of 10. But right now, the number one, if he counts as a talent, I would say Michael Cole. Um, I just really cannot stand Michael Cole's commentary. His 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 just inside of stuff. It's just he botches all the time. Um, and just everything about his commentary is just very bland. It's always been bland, but recently it's just been very painful to just even hear his commentary at times, which is not completely his fault, but because WWE restricts him. But look at Mauro Ranallo. I mean, he's being restricted by Vince too, and he's still a very talented commentator. And I even say Jerry the King Lawler as a heel is doing very well on SmackDown. Just overall, and I can even see I don't even mind Byron Saxton. I mean, he's not the greatest by any means, but he's not bad. It's just Michael Cole and JBL really annoy me. Um, but another one is Jack Swagger, which this is mainly due to I think he kind of deserves better. In all honesty, um, which I really was never a big Jack Swagger fan to begin with because I always thought he really lacked any charisma, and I always thought that he was very reckless in the ring. He injured quite a lot of talent. He's just very reckless in the ring, and I felt that his overall gimmick was a rip off of like Kurt Angle's gimmick, which is not really his fault. It's the way WWE booked him. Because I remember his early ECW days, I thought he was going to be a very good talent, but now it's just he's just not really. He never really gained any charisma. Um, he could really benefit from having Zeb Coulter back with him, but or some kind of some kind of manager, but right now I think it's just too late. I think they need to let him go. He can go work with another wrestling promotion maybe. Another talent. I know this is another cliche thing, but if I had to choose, I'd say Eva Marie. I personally am not that much of an Eva Marie hater. I mean, I understand that she's trying to improve. She's trying to improve. She was very, very green when she first got in there. I understand she's trying to improve. But in this, we're having a women's revolution, and she is still just, she seems very useless to me. She doesn't really seem like she adds anything to adds anything like to the women's roster at all. I mean, she's she still botches in the ring. She still is awful on the mic. I mean to say she's completely useless. I mean she gets heel heat. That's one good thing. But if I had to, I would definitely put her on my release list, honestly. And the next one is another woman wrestler, and that's Cameron. Now Cameron, now Cameron is somewhat improving in the ring. I noticed her match against Asuka, and she has charisma, unlike Eva Marie. But I still don't really see much potential in her at all. I don't really see the use of keeping her around because she's not even on Total Divas no more. So she's not really bringing them any money in. I mean, there's really no use in keeping her at all. Which I don't even watch Total Divas, but I'm assuming that's the reason why they kept her around for so long. She's not even on the show anymore, so why keep her around? Because she's not very talented. Another talent that I think should probably go is Rosa Mendez. It's another one. She's been around for years and she still hasn't improved, which is really sad. I mean, say what you will about Eva Marie, but she's still only been with the company for a few years. Eva Marie's been with the company for, oh goodness, she's been with the company longer. As Has it been as long as Natalia has? Because I remember she was on Florida Championship Wrestling, and Lord knows how long that's been away. Um, um, yeah, so she's been around for a really long time, and she just recently had a baby, which is whatever. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of a jerkish move just to release her after that, but really, most of the women's wrestlers retire after that anyway. I'm surprised she's still employed with the company after that. I'm assuming it's just because of Total Divas, but just whatever. And another one is Alex Riley. I never really saw much in Alex Riley. Um, I thought he was a decent commentator. He wasn't great by any means, but he was a decent commentator. I wouldn't give him high praise, but I think he'd be better off on like a TNA. I know TNA's a sinking ship, but he's a guy who will be featured in there very prominently, I believe. And yeah, and I think they could probably get him for pretty cheap too. So yeah, he'd be better off in TNA. And I'm not even a TNA fan, but I'm just saying. And the other guys, I think the Big Show should retire soon. I mean, I wouldn't release him. I would give him a proper send off, which I thought having him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania 31 was a proper send off. Have him just send off, have him retire, completely retire after that. But since they're not doing that, since they didn't have him retire or anything like that, then I don't know. Mark Henry, I think he should get a proper send off somehow. I don't know how, but um, he'll. I think he should, which he can still go. Unlike Big Show, I think he could still go in the ring very, very prominently. And he still has, people still care about him. Unlike the Big Show. Another one is Kane, and I wouldn't mind seeing Kane. I wouldn't mind seeing Kane get a proper send off as well. These are just wrestlers I think probably should, leave WWE television right now. But right now, that's all I could think of. You could argue getting rid of JBL, but JBL isn't too bad when he isn't too bad of a commentator when he's, working with the right material. So that's it for my Q&A. I'll make another one soon if I get enough requests. And thanks for watching. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.